Hey guys, so today we're going to take a look into the game Albion Online. It's a game I was so hyped for. I was in the beta, I said great things about the game, and I thought it was going to be something truly special, but it did kind of fall short for me. It kind of had the old RuneScape feel, but perhaps not with the same charm. It did have its own unique charm to it, but not exactly what I was looking for. However, today let's see how it's faring in 2018. As we do with most of my videos in this series, we will take a look at the game itself, see if it's populated, and just gauge the amount of fun we have based off of it. The combat for me was terrible. That's one game that, or one aspect of the game that I didn't particularly enjoy. Gonna have a hard time talking it, I can already sense it. But the crafting and the gathering was kind of nice. It was more of an MMO you played in a relaxed setting. It wasn't very intense. You could kind of chill, maybe get yourself something to drink, turn on a video, watch another one of my videos while you play the game, stuff like that. So let us create our character, and then we'll move on. Like how naked they are. Alright, let's just go with this one. And we have fairly linear customization options. See, not much going on here. It's two different things for hair or bald, so I guess we'll do that. Hair color. That looks lovely, but no, he needs a beard. Like your boy. It's nice you could pick the underwear he has. Let's go, I liked the Speedo. Can we make that pink? We cannot. So very, very interesting customization options. Let's name him Sharp Test. See, I have my other character on there. Right up top, but we're not going to take a look at him. Let's enter the world. Because like I said, I was here for the beta. Oh, great. Okay, one thing that was concerning to me, I will say, was the fact that when you first log on, it tells you that they're going to permanently ban people buying gold from third-party sellers, which is interesting because I did hear hints of the game being pay to win now. And there is a premium status. This game is free unless you want to get the premium. I did not get it. As you can see here, you have no premium, but I do have... Alright, it doesn't let you use the cash shop right off the bat, which is nice. Not sure that affects much. PvP. Okay, so let us kill and just start... We don't have anything. And I do like the game's aesthetic. It is a very pretty game. Ah, I can get rough stone. Okay, so let's start gathering. Like I had mentioned before, the game is definitely more of a... So what do I need? We need rough stone and rough logs. It's more of like a gathering simulator, as silly as that's going to sound. The combat is not very intense. I mean, I don't want to knock the game terribly, but not the most intense combat you'd ever play in the world. Definitely not. But there is fun to be had. And as you do level up, you do unlock all of these things here. As you see, they're locked to Q, W, E, R, D, and you could customize it a little bit too, which is interesting. Okay, so now we have enough rough logs. Woohoo! Beginner wood gatherer. We have enough rough logs and rough stone to go make some stuff. But I do want to get a little more rough logs first, so I can take a look at what we could make. So let us make a skinning knife. What else could we use? Could probably use a pickaxe. We don't have enough wood. So let's just start killing these frogs and skinning them, because that's going to be helpful. When this game was announced, I was very excited for it because it kind of harkened back to the old school. Really, it harkened back to RuneScape. I wasn't too big on RuneScape, but the game itself was enjoyable. I played it a bit. I've done a video on RuneScape. I haven't played much of the newer RuneScape. Not sure if it's better or worse or somewhere in between. I have no idea. That would be a question for somebody a little bit more adept with that game. But I think anybody that plays Albion is going to tell you, or anybody that even sees this kind of isometric look, goodness gracious, and the gathering gameplay, it's leveling up your gathering skills, it's very, very similar. And that could be considered a good or a bad thing. So let's go make some armor. And now we look completely different, although that weird beard is still showing. So let's go get enough stone to create us a decent weapon so we could move on from here a little bit. Okay, so now we've crafted our sword. Got it. And we've crafted our shield. So now we actually have an ability here. It's called Mend Wounds, as long as you're not in contact with me emotionally. But as long as you are not in combat, you can use this spell to mend wounds. Wow, regenerates 4% health and energy per second for 12 seconds. And we also have here, which is sprint. But we don't need to sprint. Let's move on a little farther in the game. Okay, so we're out of the tutorial zone, and we're into an area that could potentially be populated now. Will it be populated? Let's find out. What do you got here? Yeah, why not? Probably won't complete the quest. One of the reasons I did stop playing is because I found the game to be a little boring. But here we go, we have people, we got some PvP going on. Okay, there we go. We got Magnus here. Okay, we see some people, this is a good sign. It's a fairly good sign. Let's get that map open. So where should we go? There's 8 friendly players here. If you open the map, it tells you who's around. But let's go and we'll take a look at see what we got over here. Guan Gorge? Weird name. Oh, and we see another person. And this zone has 7 friendly players, so not bad. There are people around. The chat is not very active. It's also not very English. So, because there is only one server for this game that I saw. That needs beginner pickaxe or better. No problem. So we're going to have to go make ourselves a nice pickaxe. Unfortunately, there's not really much for me to say other than you gather things. Then you make things. Then you gather things. And then you make things. If that's your kind of game, if you were the type of person that thoroughly enjoyed RuneScape, you may find enjoyment in this. I will say, while not being the most immersive or story-driven or captivating of games that I've ever played, it's relaxing, to say the very least. I mean, that's got to count for something. Probably not much, but it has to count for something. One of the issues this game also did have is when it initially launched, and even in the beta, although you can't really knock a beta, but the game was incredibly buggy. To a point where it was just not acceptable. Because there's some levels of bugginess where it's like, okay, we understand. It's going to be like that. If you can see down here, you can't now. But if you take another look down here, it'll tell you that there are people that are looking for teams. So there is a semi-active community. It's definitely not very active. Playing this game when it first launched, there was a stupid amount of people running around. I was shocked. I didn't expect that many people to be in game. But clearly I was wrong. There were many. You know what? We've done enough crafting. We know this is a collectathon pretty much in MMO form. I would say overall the game does have an aesthetic that I do enjoy, but I'm not the biggest fan of the top-down view, that isometric view. Really doesn't do it well for me. It hasn't pretty much in any game, even like Divinity Original Sin 2, whatever the heck that game was. I guess it was a fun game, but just wasn't for me. And here we see another person. Shout out to Jazzcole. You'd be surprised. We go right out of a cold zone, and right next to it is this lush, beautiful, foresty-looking zone. Okay, so we finally found an enemy that looks like it could kill us. Let's see if it can kill us. Do you see now why I said I was a big fan of the combat? Even when you do start to unlock other things, it's really not all that interesting. And what you'll get for them is fame, and then you could skin them and get hide, and then you get better gear. Because it's not a game that's really based on levels. In a traditional sense, anyway. And your health does regenerate out of combat. Your health and mana both will. So these are noted at level 11. They're not really doing much. It's marginally enjoyable killing them. But like I said, it's more of a relaxed style game. In terms of whether I'd recommend it or not, yeah, I would. I'd say give it a shot. You might have a fun time just chilling, you know, not really overwhelming yourself with crazy things. If you want a game where you could just click around, it's not intense, you could play it on mobile, and you really want relaxation in your game, go right ahead. I will say, while I'm doing this, I'm very relaxed. And there's another person. Battle Bread. But I think you cannot PvP here, so I don't have to worry about that. So, ultimately, I'd say I recommend this. Why the frick not? What's the worst that's going to happen? Give it a try. The game is very accessible at this point, although the population doesn't seem to be booming. In this zone we have 11 friendly players, so a little bit more than the other one. But clearly there are people in places, and the chat, although not the most helpful, there are different channels. Just try and find yourself, if you are an English speaker, try and find yourself an English channel. Or an English guild. Because there are guilds in this game. I don't remember what the name of the guild I was in was. We were not very good at anything. But it is what it is, I suppose. You know what? Frick you. We're probably going to die here. I don't see that there's any way we could kill both of them. We have very minimal health. There's Mage Magnus again. We saw him earlier. So I guess he's on the same path as we are. The path of righteousness. Path of death, which is quickly where we're leaning towards. Swing faster. No, we win. How do I know that? Because I'm freaking dope. So now let's heal. That was a bit harder. And they dropped some silver. So hooray, we have a little money now. But anyway, that was a look at Albion Online. Would I recommend it? Yeah, go give it a shot. You might have fun, you might not. That's totally up to you. Claim my rewards? Oh boy. See, in case people are saying, oh, you probably didn't play. No, I did, unfortunately. I was on board early. But my high suggestion to you, try it. You might like it. And if you don't, what's the worst that could happen? There's not much to lose. It's nice because it's a game you can play on your tablet if you want. If you don't want to be sitting in front of a computer, if you're with the wife watching TV and she wants to watch like $1 Million Listing or frickin' one of those stupid shows, you can pull out the tablet and play this while you watch it and be a little less miserable. And it'll probably calm you down a little bit. So guys, thank you for watching. Bye.